What is up, guys? No Nation Wrestling here, back again, and today we're going to be running down the Elimination Chamber 2023, my official predictions for this Saturday in Montreal. 5 matches on the show, and honestly, it looks overall great. All killer, no filler. In my opinion, every match has major WrestleMania implications, and I'm very excited for this Saturday. WWE overall has been great, in my opinion. I've been enjoying the road to WrestleMania so far, even though we're only 3 weeks in. But Elimination Chamber's looking hot. I don't expect anything else to be added. Obviously, this is going up before the final SmackDown tomorrow night, but I don't expect, like I said, anything to be added. So 5 matches, we're going to predict them all right here on the No Nation Wrestling YouTube channel. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into these predictions. Real quick, guys, I want to remind you that every single No Nation Wrestling video is available on audio platforms Apple, Google, Spotify, and more, linked down below. And as well, some No Nation merchandise, as you guys can see on your screen, from all of my channels, also linked down below in the description. So yeah, Elimination Chamber, 5 matches, 2 of them being Elimination Chamber matches, but we'll save them for later. We're going to kick it off in a huge way. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, round number 3. I'm looking forward to this. I know a lot of people haven't been super hot on Lashley versus Lesnar. I don't think it's been great. I don't think it's been bad either. Obviously their first prediction, or excuse me, their first matchup, dating back to the Royal Rumble last year, was just done in a completely different era in WWE. Vince McMahon ran creative. The second match in, under Triple H, back at Crown Jewel, which I thought was good. I don't think they've had necessarily bad matches. They just haven't had, knockdown, drag out matches. And the storyline wise, I think it's been fine. Lesnar won the second one, but Lashley left them laying after. And now we got this match this Sunday, which I'm surprised about, or this Saturday, which I'm surprised we're getting this on the Elimination Chamber, because just like everybody else, I expected this match to end up on WrestleMania. The thing is, though, I think it still will end up on WrestleMania, because realistically, Lashley's got nothing else to do. Lesnar's got nothing else to do come WrestleMania. So as for this Saturday, I don't know what exactly we're going to get, but I could very well see this match. And I don't want to say it's going to be my final prediction. I will make a call, but I could very well see this match going to some kind of no contest, some kind of, big spot, like a Lashley spearing Lesnar through, I don't even know, like brawling out into the entrance, and then there's a big spot, and Lesnar just takes a spear from Lashley, like through the Tron or something like that, or Lesnar F5s Lashley off of something. I don't know, but there's some kind of big spot that just ends up the match going no contest, and then that leads to another match. The actual third and final match, or will obviously be fourth, but like the real final match in the storyline at WrestleMania, because I do believe, like I said, these two guys are going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania, and I don't necessarily see how we get there if one beats the other. Like, sure, Lashley could win, Lesnar could win, and then they just challenge another one. They keep coming back, and then they have some big blow off at WrestleMania. That is very well, the case, and what's very well may happen. But I just feel like if you're going to have a match at WrestleMania, why pin either guy here? And I would honestly go with the no contest idea. But if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Bobby Lashley, because Lesnar's the one who keeps coming back, or in this case has came back to get his hands on Bobby Lashley for laying him out back at Crown Jewel. So if Lashley wins here, Lesnar's not going to be satisfied yet. So if there is going to be a winner to this matchup, I'm going to say Bobby Lashley, and hopefully it's it's good for what we get. I don't expect, especially if they fight at WrestleMania, I don't expect this to be the best match of the story just yet. Hopefully, if they do fight each other at WrestleMania, that'll be the best match of the story. And hopefully when we get there, it'll be some kind of stipulation match. I know they had a no-holds-barred at Crown Jewel. I believe it was a no-holds-barred. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, definitely at WrestleMania, no-holds-barred, last man standing, just something to really blow it off in a big way if they're going to drag this all the way to WrestleMania. And I don't think, again, that the storyline has been bad. I just don't think it's been great either. But the last few weeks of Lashley versus Lesnar going at it on Raw has been enjoyable. So, as for this Saturday, I'm looking forward to the matchup. I personally, my prediction would be I'd go with a no contest to set up WrestleMania and just have some big spot here, but I know that might not be the most appealing idea. So my final prediction for a winner will be Bobby Lashley, but overall, I do expect these guys to have another match at WrestleMania. And like I said, again, hopefully it will be some kind of big blow-off match. I think last man standing sounds pretty intriguing, but especially between these two guys. So Lashley will be my pick. Personally, I'd go with a no contest, but hey, we'll see what happens on Saturday. Next up, we will talk about the mixed tag match between Edge and Beth Phoenix taking on the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Actually made a whole video discussing this match the other day. You guys can go check it out in the cards for a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown. But overall, my prediction for this match will remain the same as I said on Tuesday in that video. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley have to win this matchup for a multitude of reasons. And the biggest reason being, Rhea Ripley is going to fight Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She just won the Royal Rumble a couple of weeks ago. No reason for her to be taking a loss here, even if she wasn't the one pinned. I think, honestly, the way to go in this match for the finish is Rhea Ripley pinning Beth Phoenix. That way we're not pinning Edge, and Balor isn't also losing and kind of getting... Edge is already getting his comeuppance before WrestleMania. I think Rhea Ripley and Finn winning this matchup with Ripley pinning Beth is the way to go. That's reason number one. And then as for reason number two, Finn Balor and Edge most likely going to have their individual blow-off at WrestleMania. This may be the end of it for Rhea and Beth, and it may not. We could easily, have Rhea versus Beth in a one-on-one match post-WrestleMania, or even beforehand on Raw. I was about to say on Raw or SmackDown, since Rhea's fighting for the SmackDown Women's title, but obviously this is a Raw feud, so Raw, I think that'd be great. That's a big main event they could build up to in the next couple of weeks. I think people would love to see it. I would love to see it, and very well could happen after WrestleMania if Rhea wins the SmackDown Women's title, and maybe Beth is one of her first challengers. Obviously, she wouldn't win, but it would be nice just to have that on a big pay-per-view. So you never know. I think for now, it might be the end of Rhea and Beth's kind of individual story, but they may revisit it down the line, or we may, get that blow off between the two in the coming weeks to WrestleMania. But again, Finn Balor and Edge most likely going to fight each other at WrestleMania, and what could possibly be Edge's last WrestleMania. I hope it's not, but I mean, at the same time, kind of understand if it is. He's going to be 50 this year, so, and obviously still looks great, still wrestles great, still obviously talks great. Edge is freaking amazing. I don't want to see him hanging up, but the day is going to come, and it may be his very last WrestleMania this year. So Edge and Finn Balor, I do think we are heading towards that for WrestleMania, and I do believe what was rumored for the Royal Rumble, that being a Hell in a Cell between the two, will take place at WrestleMania. And obviously, they can make this even bigger by bringing back the Demon Finn Balor for the first time since Extreme Rules 2021, especially with the whole Judgment Day theme to it. Maybe purple instead of red would give Finn like this whole new life on the Demon character, and it'd be really cool. They could have Brood Edge on the other side. Brood Edge versus Demon Balor inside Hell in a Cell. I mean, it sounds so good that it almost sounds fantasy, but it's also very realistic at the same time for WrestleMania. So I do believe that's where we're heading, overall with this tag team matchup. But it's a pretty simple pick in my eyes. Rhea and Balor to defeat Edge and Beth Phoenix. And it all, is based around where these people are heading into WrestleMania, April 1st and April 2nd. All right, let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup. The winner will fight Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. In this match, you have Carmella, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Natalya. So there's only... Well, instead of just saying there's only this many picks, let's just start crossing off names here. Carmella, obviously not going to win. Nikki Cross, not a chance. Natalya, definitely not. Liv Morgan, is like a dark horse, as well as Raquel Rodriguez. They're like these far dark horses. Like, here's Asuka up here, and here's Raquel and Liv Morgan as your dark horses. They're maybe, but they're still a long shot. At the end of the day, Asuka's the clear-cut winner to win here. She just came back after like a month and a half off, whatever it was, at the Royal Rumble. New look. She's been dominant ever since, and definitely turning her heel in the lead up to WrestleMania, I think, would be the way to go versus the babyface Bianca Belair. I think is, like I said, the way to go for WrestleMania. And Asuka dethroning Bianca after she holds the title for a year, I think it's, again, the way to go. And I think that she's just a clear-cut winner. I mean, you got names in this matchup who don't stand a chance in hell. You have Raquel Rodriguez, who I've talked about in the past here on YouTube videos, I think is going to still end up having a big 2023, especially if Rhea wins the SmackDown Women's title. I could see her and Raquel later down the line, late 2023, maybe even SummerSlam this year, fighting for the SmackDown Women's Championship as, two of the top faces, or top babyface, top heel in the women's division on SmackDown. I could very well see that happening. Liv Morgan, obviously, has kind of always been that, at least over the last year, has, elevated herself a little bit to near the top of the division, but still, I don't see her fighting Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, even though she's kind of had this little extreme persona about her ever since she lost the SmackDown Women's title, which some people may say could lead into a heel turn, but I doubt that's would ever happen. Not would ever happen, but it's going to happen anytime soon. Liv is too liked as a babyface, and I just don't see that happening. Like I said, I just think the clear-cut winner here is Asuka, winning this matchup, dominating almost the whole field, maybe eliminating everybody, just like Shayna Baszler did a couple of years ago, and going into WrestleMania to fight Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title, and ultimately dethrone the EST of said gold. So as for the Women's Elimination Chamber match, one pick and one pick only, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. And like I said, far down the line are your dark horses in Liv and Raquel, and then the other three are not even in question to win this matchup. But hopefully it's a great one, man. You do have some talent in here, especially, really between Liv and Asuka being your top of the top. Raquel, I'm sure, is going to have a good showing in there. Like I said, I think she's going to have a big year, so I'm sure they'll put her over well. And Natalya, wrestling in Canada, maybe she'll get an elimination. I don't know. In the end, Asuka winning this match, facing Bianca at WrestleMania, beating Bianca at WrestleMania. As I've said multiple times, I will say it again just because I can't stop repeating myself for whatever reason, is the way to go for Elimination Chamber. We got the men's Elimination Chamber match, which will be for the United States Championship. First time ever the United States title has been defended inside the Elimination Chamber. So in this matchup, you have Montez Ford, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and of course, the United States Champion, Austin Theory. Now, I know there's a rumor going around online that Austin Theory evidently filmed some TV show that isn't going to air till March, where he is shown with the United States Championship, and people thought that might be kind of a spoiler for Elimination Chamber. It could be, but at the same time, I really don't think it is. We've seen situations like this in the past. WWE can easily acknowledge the fact that he's not the United States champion on whatever TV show this was. So I don't even think that's, like, it's in the question, but I don't also, like, out of the question. Like, I don't think WWE would focus a storyline or a result of a matchup just because he is shown elsewhere with the U.S. title. And maybe you say, well, they already determined beforehand, like weeks ago, and yeah, maybe. But I'm just saying, I'm not basing my prediction off that little rumor online. But regardless, Austin Theory, is he going to retain the U.S. title inside the Chamber matchup? I do think he is the best chance, has the best chance at winning this match, but ultimately Austin Theory versus, I just coincidentally wore this shirt today, John Cena at WrestleMania, I think is definitely where we are heading, and I'm very much looking forward to that matchup. But the overall question that a lot of people have brought to the table is, well, Austin Theory doesn't need the United States title to have that match. That match is bigger than the United States title. Not that it's too good for the United States title to be on the line, but Austin Theory doesn't need to face John Cena in a United States title, or Cena doesn't need to face Theory for the United States title. Like, the story for that matchup has nothing to really do with the title. Theory just beating Cena in a non-title matchup could do more for him than anything he could do with the U.S. title. So does Theory need to retain the championship if he's going to fight John Cena at WrestleMania? I ultimately think no. I don't think he needs the U.S. title. I think him losing the title here and going into a non-title match with John Cena at WrestleMania would be my preferred way to do things here. However, I still think he has the best chance, at winning this matchup. Remains to be seen. However, I do think there are two dark horses in this matchup. Montez Ford is not one of them. Damian Priest is not one of them. And Seth Rollins is not one of them, even though I expect Seth Rollins to have a great performance in this matchup. I think, obviously, him and Logan Paul is where they're heading for WrestleMania. But you got to look at Johnny Gargano and you got to look at Bronson Reed. Now, Bronson Reed has been absolutely dominant. I don't believe he has lost, correct me if I'm wrong, since returning to WWE. And he just had another impressive performance this past Monday on Raw, defeating Mustafa Ali. So Bronson Reed, I could very well see winning the United States Championship here. And I'll talk about Johnny Gargano in the same breath. Johnny Gargano, since coming back to WWE in September, really hasn't done much, honestly. Like, he started a little bit of a feud with Austin Theory, which didn't really go anywhere, and then I believe he was kind of mixing it up with Alpha Academy for a few weeks, and he inevitably got involved with the Dexter Lumis Miz storyline, and that basically bled him through November, December, a little bit of January, up until he was out a few weeks, I believe, with a shoulder injury. Then he was back in the Rumble, and now he's in the Chamber. So he really hasn't done much of substance since coming back to the WWE, and I think, entering this Elimination Chamber matchup, having a great performance, and ultimately winning the United States Championship could do wonders for Johnny Gargano. And that match between those two guys, Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed, for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, I think would be great. And those two men have history because, correct me if I'm wrong again, but wasn't Bronson Reed the one who defeated Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship when Bronson Reed won the title. Correct me if I'm wrong again. So there's a little bit of history there, and obviously roles are reversed now. Gargano's the face, Reed is the heel, but it would be an awesome match for WrestleMania. Nice undercard matchup for the U.S. title, and it's getting more guys on the show in a meaningful match because the U.S. title's not on the line, and Austin Theory isn't, I'm going to say, holding it hostage for lack of a better term, in a match with John Cena, even though I don't really think that's the case. But as we mentioned, it just doesn't really need to be on the line in that matchup. Theory versus Cena, non-title, sells itself. So we could take away the United States Championship from Austin Theory and put it on somebody else to inevitably get a different U.S. title match on WrestleMania and get more talent on the show. And maybe that wouldn't just be a Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed one-on-one match. Maybe, a lot of people have said take the title off Theory here and do how they were doing a couple years, we're dating back years now to WrestleMania 31, 32, but how they were doing the 6-7 man ladder matches for the Intercontinental title, do that with the United States title this year. And I'd be all for that, man. When's the last time we had a ladder match at WrestleMania? I mean, I guess WrestleMania 36 in the Performance Center, but that Mania barely counts. So what? I mean, 35, there wasn't one, 34, so I think 33 when the Hardys came back. So it's been a while since we have a legit ladder match at WrestleMania, so I'd be down for that. Put the title on Gargano or Bronson Reed, and then take those two guys, Montez Ford, Ciampa if he's back, you Mustafa Ali, you have plenty of mid-card talent on Raw to fill out 6 or 7 slots. So I think that's a great idea, man. I think Austin Theory is best bet, my number one choice to win this matchup, but I don't think the gap is as big as the women's Elimination Chamber match, as we were talking about with Asuka and then Raquel and Liv down here. I think it's Austin Theory, but then you could throw Gargano and Bronson Reed right under him, man. And I say one of those guys because I know a lot of people want Montez Ford to get a big singles push, but I just don't think it's the time right now. I think it's putting him in this matchup is huge. If they do a multiple man match at WrestleMania, like a ladder match for the U.S. title, you could put him in that. That would be great as well. But him winning the United States Championship, I don't think is necessary when you have better options in my eyes. Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, whenever Champ is healthy, even Mustafa Ali, who keeps teetering back and forth. I don't know if they want to push him or if they want to bury him, but hopefully they'll push him one day because I love the guy. But I don't know. I don't think Montez Ford is an option. Damian Priest, I'm not sure where he's going to end up on WrestleMania, if he's even going to end up on WrestleMania at all, since Rhea is going to be involved with obviously the SmackDown Women's title. Finn's going to face Edge. It just leaves Dominic and Priest, which could very well lead to, I know a lot of people might say this is crazy, but people have legitimately rumored it. And we're dating back months to November, December now, but a lot of people rumored we might get Ray and Bad Bunny teaming up on WrestleMania versus Dominic and Damian Priest. So that very well may be an option for Damian Priest come WrestleMania. And then again, not to repeat myself, but Seth Rollins, although is the biggest name in this matchup, I don't think stands a chance at winning because I think him and Logan Paul is obviously where they're heading towards WrestleMania. We all know that. So Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, if there's going to be a new United States champion, I definitely think it'll be one of those guys. And then again, one-on-one at WrestleMania between them two, multiple man ladder match. You could really have some fun with the Raw mid card and involve the U.S. title there. So that's really what I want to see happen. But ultimately, my final prediction will be Austin Theory. My wild cards, Gargano and Bronson Reed. You got to consider those guys. And again, I think there's just a lot of fun they can do in the Raw mid card with the U.S. title. So that's what I hope is going to happen. But I think Austin Theory is kind of your safe bet here. But remains to be seen. I think this is going to be an awesome chamber match. You got 6 incredibly talented wrestlers in there, and hopefully is one of the best chamber matches we have seen in years. U.S. title's on the line for the first time. It's going to be a good one this Saturday. Austin Theory will be my final prediction, but hopefully we get a wild card winning the U.S. title. And then, of course, we got the big main event that everybody's looking forward to. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns defends the gold against Sami Zayn in his hometown of Montreal. The atmosphere is going to be awesome. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most about this matchup, on top of the fact that this story has been amazing. This story has been the best thing in wrestling in a long time. It's the best thing in WWE. All that stuff. I'm just really looking forward to the atmosphere, in Montreal for this matchup, man. It's going to be a hot crowd. The heat on Roman Reigns, I'm sure, is going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to the result of this matchup, because let's get down to the final prediction here. Roman Reigns is winning this match. No, Sami Zayn's not going to pull it off and he's going to fight Cody at WrestleMania. No, obviously not. Roman Reigns is winning this matchup one way or another. What I'm more looking forward to, though, on top of the result, and obviously I'm looking forward to the match itself. It's going to be an incredible match. I'm sure we're going to see glimpses of just NXT Sami Zayn oozing out of him that night. And I'm sure he might even show up with a new look, maybe a new theme song. I don't know. That's not a bank on, I wouldn't bank on that. That's what I'm trying to say. But just overall, it's going to be great. But again, Roman Reigns is winning this matchup. That's my prediction. Or as Paul Heyman would say, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, but how we're going to get there is what I'm really interested in. There's all this stuff. We don't know if the Usos are allowed in Canada, if they're not allowed in Canada, if they're good to go. Who knows, man? Obviously, Paul Heyman told Jey Uso, Jey and Jimmy basically, don't come to SmackDown next week, but that doesn't mean they can't show up at Elimination Chamber. But are they allowed in Canada? I have no idea. So that's where kind of, the questions, come up. Obviously, Roman Reigns will have Solo Sikoa in his corner as well as Paul Heyman, but ultimately you really need the Usos here to get to the big part of the storyline so we can set up the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And how we get there, you really, as long as you have Jey there, I don't know what's going on if they can have Jimmy, but as long as you really have Jey, you can still make it work. And that is inevitably somehow, some way, Jey screwing over Sami Zayn, maybe looking like he's going to help out Sami Zayn at one point. Maybe there's a ref bump, Jey comes through the crowd and is just like, you know what, I got a moment here to either help Roman Reigns that I've always done, or finally stick it to him now that I'm not alone, now that I'm not fighting this fight alone. I got Sami Zayn, and we're gonna go against Roman together. We can take down this guy, and we'll have that conflicted moment between Jey Uso, and then inevitably Jey super kicks Sami Zayn or low blows him or whatever the hell, and all that heat that's on Roman Reigns just gets transferred to Jey Uso, and it's an awesome moment. Roman Reigns retains the Undisputed Universal title, and then maybe we'll get a Kevin Owens return, so we haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble after that in Montreal, which I think will be a huge pop for Kevin Owens if they chase off the bloodline there. I don't know, but overall, the result of this matchup is obviously going to be Roman Reigns winning. I'm just really intrigued to how we're going to get there. And I think what I said with Jey Uso is the way to go, and as I think is the way to set up the tag team title match for WrestleMania. I'm not sure what is allowed right now with the Usos entering Canada. But the last time I checked, somebody said that Jey is good, Jimmy might not be. So I don't know, but really, like I said, as long as you have Jey Uso there, you can make it work. Just send Jey out there, screw over Sami Zayn, put the heat that's on Roman Reigns on Jey Uso. Now everybody hates the Usos again, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens can take them down at WrestleMania. That's all you need to accomplish here, man. So overall, Roman Reigns to defeat Sami Zayn, some brouhaha, and set up the main event. Or set up the tag team match for WrestleMania. Maybe even Cody will run out there, but I don't know. I was really, this past Monday night on Raw, man, I was like, man, they are really risking things right now, having Cody and Sami Zayn in the same ring. You really got to be careful, make sure these marks aren't turning on Cody Rhodes because they love Sami Zayn and they want Sami Zayn to be the Undisputed Champion. But my God, did Cody and Sami have an amazing promo that made both of them look awesome. And I was like, this was genius. So maybe they'll send Cody Rhodes out there to, help chase off the bloodline through a beatdown or something like that. If Sami Zayn's getting his ass kicked and Kevin Owens comes down, but he gets his ass kicked and Cody runs down. But I don't know. That might be risking it again, sending Cody out there with Sami and Kevin Owens in Montreal. Regardless, though, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, going to be set in stone officially. No questions asked for WrestleMania after this Saturday, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, which I believe should main event WrestleMania Saturday, will also be established after this Saturday. But overall, guys, that is my Elimination Chamber 2023 predictions. Only 5 matches on the show, but that's really all you need, man. This is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. WrestleMania, as I've talked about here on the channel multiple times, is going to be the biggest WrestleMania in years, and I'm extremely excited about it already. I'm looking forward to, even though I'm not necessarily looking forward to the overall Charlotte versus Rhea match. I'm just not the biggest Charlotte fan. I'm looking forward to Rhea, hopefully, cross my fingers there, walking out of WrestleMania, SmackDown Women's Champion, and Cody versus Roman is the biggest WrestleMania main event since WrestleMania 30, maybe, I don't know, but point is, it's going to be huge, so I can't wait for WrestleMania. I hope you guys can't wait for Elimination Chamber this weekend as well. I hope you enjoyed my predictions. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can also join the channel and get some channel membership exclusive perks down below. We got 3 separate tiers, and the final one, the main event, the biggest one, is going to have access to my exclusive Discord if I can get it out today, which I'm still finishing setting it up. But if you become a main event channel member, you'll get access to that in the coming weeks, which is going to be a lot of fun to interact with you guys on there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your predictions for the Elimination Chamber down below in the comments, and I will be here most likely Sunday night back on the channel to review Elimination Chamber. So I'll see you guys then. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.